comics are selfish, depressed, egomaniacs, narcissistic. They lack moral clarity. And this Saudi Arabia Comedy Festival is just blowing my mind that so many comics said yes to this. I know money. I get it. Money's nice. Everybody wants money, but it is outrageous to me that comedians want to be taken seriously, want to feel like their comedy is important, want to feel like we speak truth to power. But then look at this lineup. I don't know. All you really have to do is read the Jamal Khashoggi Wikipedia page, and I've made my decision. If the Canadian government bonesawed a journalist who advocated for free, press and spoke truth to power, it would be very hard. I should preface this by saying I'm not in a position where I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I need the money. I think that's understandable. If you need the money for your family, you need the money for your family. But either or any of these people. This is insane. These are smart people. That's the whole point. Comedians are smart. Comedians talk to people who are authoritarian figures. Comedians call out the bull. But Michael, I'm going to do a whole set in Saudi Arabia about how their government is. Let's see it. In my opinion, this hurts the truth to power. This hurts the comedians are the only ones telling the truth.
The Daily Show's Michael Costa on his podcast Tennis Anyone spoke out on the Riyadh Comedy Festival and its participants.
I mean, if you're a comedian and you're going to go to Saudi Arabia and not say a joke that insults the powers that be, what was even the point of having Trump on your podcast? Pete Davidson is doing the festival, which, I'm sure, listen, to be fair, I'd probably do it if they had killed my dad. Just to return the favor. I think Chappelle's performing there tonight. I think it would be funny if he got in trouble because he wouldn't stop talking about trans people.
Many comedians are weighing in on the matter, like Gianmarco Cerezi.
I think in their defense, some of them say, they go, well, you think America's so innocent? And it's like, yeah, but it's not like the government paid me to perform in Buffalo. I think I'd be just as critical if the Trump inauguration hired Mr. Bean to perform.
Oh, and there would be plenty more as well.
Now, I keep thinking of all these jokes I would have told if I had gone. I mean, I definitely would have been Khashoggi'd. And by that, I mean murdered by the government. And it would certainly have been my last ever performance, I think. Okay, so I would have started with, sorry I'm late, I drove here. It's nice to be in a place where women still have a leg up on gay men. Or, I don't know, whatever body part they're cutting off. We have this phrase in America, you're only a stone's throw away, which means you're close. I don't think it means the same thing here. I think it's more like you're only a stone's throw away from learning that lesson. This festival is sponsored by the Saudi government, so if my set doesn't go well, if I crash and burn, you can just call me Flight 93. As easy it is to poke at Saudi, let's not pretend America is perfect. Yeah, so maybe Saudi financed 9/11. What did America do in response? Attack a different country that has less oil and even less weapons of mass destruction. If Saudi was acting as the bank for 9/11, we all know America thinks banks are too big to fail. But the Iraqi people are just the right size. They offered me a good amount of money to do the festival, but when I heard what they offered men, it was way more. And if you had seen my face when I found out, you would have wished we still had to cover our entire heads.
Michelle Wolf would quip that it would be her last performance ever if she had gotten the call. Now, the comedians who went...
What's up, Saudi Arabia? Riyadh, I'm on my way. Your boy Chris Tucker is on his way. I'll see you soon. Riyadh, where you at?
A guy who flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane was booked. Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, a transphobic comedian who's in the crowd of "you can't say anything anymore" and "what's up with all these new terms," performed in Riyadh.
Hey, you going to Saudi Arabia?
Are you going to do that gig?
I can't.
Can't do it. Can't take the Saudi money.
Do it,
I get
man.
it.
I can't.
I didn't want to do it either. I was contemplating. I was like, maybe not. And then Jasmine was like, well, we're getting married. We got the house. Who knows? We'll probably sell it again. I was like, I can't do it. And then she was like, you're going to take that money. And I was like, okay.
You're going to have a maid that doesn't have access to her passport, whether you like it or not. You're a Filipino woman who's trapped in the desert. You can never see her family again.
Stavros Halkias ripped fellow comedian Chris Distefano to his face. But the biggest hypocrisy of all.
Comedy show in like Saudi Arabia. Isn't that what they do? You know, that's how they raise money with their filthy oil money. But hey.
That's so bad. Honestly, again, y'all are all so rich. They're so wealthy. You're all like, you don't have to do this, right? Like if someone's like, oh yeah, but it's just a payday. It's like, okay, it's a payday against what? All of your values, principles, and beliefs. Meanwhile, if you wanted to, you could be like, hey, I'm just randomly going to do a show in Austin, Texas. I'm just randomly going to do a show. You could probably do a show at a monstrously huge venue in America just randomly, just because you're like, hey, I just want to make a lot of money. Yeah, you could do that because you're that famous and people love you that much. And then you just do it. And then right afterwards, it's like, wow, I just got like $2 million because I just did a comedy set and I did that. And I also didn't have to do this. I didn't have to be embarrassed and forever have this haunt my career.
Bill Burr, of course. Not that it matters, by the way, but this guy as well.
We're going to read some ads.
Okay.
All right. And then we're going to switch over to the Patreon for the last part. So join the Patreon if you want.
Why do you making them go on Patreon?
That way.
Way what?
It's good.
Do you need the money?
Yes.
Really? The ads and the Patreon? You're going to make them listen to ads then switch to Patreon?
Hold on. This is
like when I watch a fight on DAZN, which I pay for, and there's a ad between the rounds.
Hold on.
Is it subscription or is it ad?
There's 3 ads. Hold on.
But you don't have to put this on Patreon. You don't have to. You don't need the money,
not for me.
Shane.
Matt and Sean need it.
Matt's
got a family.
How much do you get for Patreon? How much really?
I'll tell you.
You tell me. How much
now?
do you think you'll make on this on Patreon? But you think 1,000 people will join your Patreon? 5,000 new people because of this?
I wish you would stop this. Guys,
I will
support
pay
the greatest
him
history podcast.
$5,000 a month
Guys,
to keep this content free.
Yet, in a twist that fans and critics quickly noted, Lewis himself signed on for the Riyadh Festival, while Gillis reportedly turned it down. On social platforms, this irony was not lost. The man who once condemned another comedian for monetization is now taking a check from a regime synonymous with blood money.
That being Louis C.K. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.